What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to actually start transitioning your store from dropshipping to branding. And I know the vast majority of you guys are all dropshipping, so I think this video is going to be a good kind of transition to, how to actually take your dropshipping store and start applying steps to turn it into a branded store and something more long-term and kind of get away from dropshipping, which is kind of what we touched on in the previous video. But it's going to just go a little bit more in depth on specific topics, and yep, we'll talk about them. So let's jump on my computer and get started with it. All right, welcome back. So real fast, apologize for the change of scenery. The office that I was in just kind of completely cut out of Wi-Fi, and I had to move into a different room that has Wi-Fi, obviously. So let's get right to it. So again, in this video, we're talking about how to kind of transition your store, your dropshipping store, to more of a branded store. The first thing you do want to focus on is simply your store. That does play a huge role. And so dropshipping stores, they have a signature look to them. And like most dropshipping stores, they'll use Debut, they'll use the Brooklyn theme, or just like any of the free themes, and that people are getting used to that. They're getting used to the look of the stores, and customers are kind of associating those stores with being a scam, or taking too long to deliver products, or having shitty products, or it definitely is getting out there. And the stores do have a signature look. I look at dropshipping stores every single day, all day. I get asked to review stores, and every single one has a signature look to it. But if you can switch it up, if you can make things different, if you can actually put more than 2 hours worth of work, instead of taking 2 hours and whipping up a dropshipping store in 2 hours and trying to sell that, spend a couple days, spend a week on your store. I used to kind of be against that and just try to get the stores up as fast as I could and try to start selling on them. But things are changing, and you definitely want to be focusing on that. Like, don't just take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, get a store done as fast as you possibly can and start trying to sell on it. Put time in your store. Put like a week into it and see what you can make out of it. Definitely put time and focus on all different aspects of your store, and not just try to get it done as fast as you possibly can. Another thing you kind of want to look out for is the apps you have. You don't want to fill your store up with a bunch of just countdown timers and pop-ups and get this, get that, like just a whole bunch of different stuff, just like annoying stuff. You don't want to fill your store for that. You don't want to make it seem just very scammy. Like that Wheelo thing, I don't really recommend that. There's a whole bunch of things I don't really recommend. Just go and look at the big name brand people. Look at Movement, look at Alpha Lead, look at all these guys. Like, they don't have countdown timers. They don't have those Wheelo things. They don't have just a bunch of scarcity type stuff. They have a lot more that sells their products. And again, it's not just those cheap ass like scammy looking apps. I really don't recommend using those. I don't use those on my stores anymore. It's just things are changing, and it's time to switch things up. Another thing I want to look out for in your store is to have well-written product descriptions, and do not use the overlow descriptions, the basic overlow descriptions. I see it's mind-blowing how many people I see still use those. When you upload a product to Overload or AliExpress, it gives you a basic description. It's just the little bullet point things, and that's it. And people still use those. If you're using those, please switch it up. Please actually put time into your product descriptions, because people read those. They will definitely read those. And if you can have something that people can read and like and fall in love with, then that's just going to sell your product even more. Your conversion rate is going to skyrocket. If you're just doing the basic overload thing, if you're just doing the basic overload descriptions, it's going to kill your conversions, and it's just not good to have that. Definitely think about it, and definitely put time into that. So that all ties into the store. The store is very important, the way your store is portrayed, and just the experience people have when they do come in your store. Again, you don't want to just throw them at a bunch of pop-ups and sign up here, sign up there, and spin the wheel for free shipping. It just doesn't. I personally don't like that as much anymore. I'm just sharing my experiences. It may work for some people, and I know it definitely does work for some people, but I'm just sharing my personal experiences, and I don't like having those on my stores anymore. And I've noticed a large increase in sales and conversion rate and profits from not having those, and just focusing on making something more appealing and something that people will, they want to come back and buy more and more. Like if you're going to have a countdown timer, it's going to be, you're going to have it's going to have a countdown timer. Obviously, it's going to have like an hour left for the sale. If you want people to come back and buy more, they're going to come back and see the same countdown timer they had previously. And it's going to be like, oh, wow, I just fell into that. They're not going to fall into it again. All right, so the second thing you want to look out for is the product quality / shipping times. Now, For product quality, there's definitely stuff that you can do. For shipping times, there's only a couple options for that, which we'll get into. But for product quality, focusing on product quality is a must. You've got to focus on that. You can't just find a product on AliExpress and dropship that anymore. I mean, obviously you can. You 100% can, but I really do not recommend that. Put time into it. Rely on AliExpress products. It should not be your long-term goal. You should not focus on just relying on just a random AliExpress supplier. Don't get me wrong, some suppliers definitely are good, but you should definitely put in the time to find those suppliers, to find those quality products and sell those products. Time after time, I'll just look and get a supplier and sell it, and I don't even know what I'm selling. It could be completely different than what is advertised, and you never know. So it is okay to start with that, but you need to be proactive and find those quality suppliers. I think it's much more beneficial. It's much more worth it to spend an extra 1 to 3 weeks and actually try to get quality suppliers. Order what you're going to be selling and know what you're going to be selling. Like, just order it as if you were going to buy it for your customer and see what comes in the mail. See the packaging, see the quality, and see if it's something that you want to put your name behind and, actually send out to people. Nobody's doing that with a dropshipping store, and I strongly believe that you should start doing that for sure. It's gonna benefit you a lot in the future, and I guarantee that. And again, there's only so much you can do as far as shipment goes if you are dropshipping, which is why I would look into a fulfillment center to speed up the process, speed up the shipping process. It's not hard. It does take some time to find a trustworthy one. And I do mention the one I use in the newest program that I came out with that focuses all on branding. It does just take time. So if you are interested, if you do want to hop in that, just shoot me a message on Instagram and I'll for sure get you inside that. But I would look into that. I would start researching. Again, you can start with AliExpress suppliers, but make sure they're good. And while you do have a product going, then I for sure would not wait on this. Definitely start focusing on trying to get a fulfillment center, trying to get something that you can send products to and they ship out from the United States for 5 to 8 day shipping, and get that fast shipping times, because it definitely will pay off in the long run. So the third thing you need to focus on is the customer service. Customer service is vital. You have to focus on that. I messed up on this in a lot of previous businesses, and I strongly regret it. I really did wish I focused on customer service a lot more, because I didn't know how important it was and how much of an impact it has on your name, on your business, on returning customers, on a whole bunch of different stuff. And the reason I do like making these YouTube videos is because I want, I've made a lot of mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I have made a lot of mistakes in all forms of businesses. And I just hope that I can put out value, put out videos to where you guys don't have to make the same mistakes I made. Because, it will save you a lot of time. It'll save you a lot of money. It'll save you a lot of headaches. It'll save you a lot of stress, just a whole lot of different stuff. I think the biggest thing I can say is just focus on your customer service. Having exceptional customer service, it will do wonders for your business. And that's, I put my word behind that. If you focus on customer service, it will do wonders for your business. Focusing on this will improve your brand reputation, and put you above thousands of dropshippers that are not focusing on customer service. I know so many people that don't care about customer service. They don't even check their emails, and that's not something you want to focus on. It's not something you want to do. You want to make sure you either outsource it or do it yourself, or have someone that you trust do your customer service. That should not be overlooked. You need to start focusing on that. People are going to be complaining, especially if you're dropshipping. People will be complaining about shipping times or product quality, and you want to be on top of that. You don't want to have to deal with a lot of chargebacks and pissed off customers and bad feedback, and just having bad feedback will spiral down, just down and down and down and down, and it's hard to build your way back up. One thing that you can do to proactively overcome that is to focus on customer service. That is so important. A couple of things you can do. You can just go on Upwork.com. It's a freelance website, and they have a lot of virtual assistants, and they have a lot of people that do customer service for a living. So you can hire someone online. They probably charge about anywhere from $4 to $15 an hour, and they'll do your customer service. They'll log into your email, and they will answer all customer service. Just depending on how much volume you have, that's how much they'll charge. Everyone's different, but anyway, Upwork.com is a great freelance website. Go ahead and check it out. And if you have a lot of customer service that you're behind on, hire someone. You don't want to put a lot of stress on yourself but you don't want to just not do it. You know, if you are behind on that, don't just kind of push it off and not focus on it. Hire someone, outsource that, get your friend to do it, get your brother to do it, get your mom to do it. My mom did my customer service and fulfillment for the longest time. When I was first starting dropshipping, she did a lot of that. She did a lot of my fulfillment. She did a lot of my customer service. And then obviously once it got to a certain level where it was just too much for her to keep up with, that's when I did start to outsource things, and you know, she had other tasks to do. But you can get people to do it for you, and you don't need to put a lot of stress on yourself and a big load on yourself. So focus on it. Don't neglect it, and you're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret focusing on any of these things. So just a little recap. Focus on your store. Focus on the look of it. If you have the money to invest in a paid theme, I definitely would invest in a paid theme. It is worth it in the long run for sure. And you know, it's up to you what apps you want to have. I personally don't like having a lot of countdown timers or scarcity stuff or a lot of pop-ups and sign-ups, and I personally don't like having a lot of that, but it's completely up to you. This is vital. Having well-written product descriptions, that is a necessity. You definitely need to have that. Secondly, product quality, shipping times. Got to start focusing on that. Don't just keep relying on shitty AliExpress suppliers. That's not going to be worth it in the long run. So either order it yourself and figure out the quality, see what the packaging is like, and if you're happy with it, then yeah, use that supplier. But if it's not good, or maybe you don't even get the product, then you got to find a new supplier. So I would order from multiple suppliers and see which one's the best, and then work with them after that. And as far as shipping times go, definitely focus on getting a fulfillment center. Now, it's not too difficult. There's a lot out there. If you do kind of want to surpass things, like I do mention it in my course, in my program, that the one I use. So if you do want to, just get inside of that one, you definitely can. Just go ahead and shoot me a message on Instagram, and I'll for sure get you hooked up on that. And the third thing, customer service. This is probably one of the most important things, and you do not want to overlook it. Learn from my mistakes. Learn from my, I've made huge mistakes as far as customer service goes. You don't want to neglect this. So definitely focus on this. So that is going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, please leave them down below, and I will be sure to get to every single comment. If you did enjoy this, please leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos about branding e-commerce, or anything about Shopify, definitely give this channel a subscribe, and I will be providing as much value as I possibly can. So again, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.